So when I was in grade 7, I had this math and science teacher, and she was notoriously difficult. She was pretty ruthless with her marking and her lessons. They were also kind of boring, and especially grade 7, you wanted to do something that was like more exciting, and we just kind of sat there and like learned what we had to, like you would do in a university or a college class. And yeah, we never enjoyed or looked forward to her classes that much, but there was one class that really stuck out to me one time, and it stayed with me ever since. And I remember it was around the time we had a bunch of homework that we were given, and I think it was sciences at that time for science homework. And we ended up like sharing a lot of the homework amongst each other in the class and like telling each other how we got to the answers we did. And then if any of us were struggling, just being like, here's the answer, and you could take a look at how I got there. And she sat us all down when she found out that we did that, and she told us something that really stuck with me for a very long time. Now, when she sat us down, I was thinking to myself, here's going to be a lecture from a teacher who's going to be a hard ass and say, oh, you need to learn how to do these things on your own. Like, you're not going to be able to rely on anybody, et cetera, whatever, whatever. But she sat us down and she had said, so I found out that you guys were sharing the answers to the homework. Now, as a teacher, I have to say something along the lines of, you're supposed to do this on your own, you're not supposed to share answers, blah, 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 blah. But I'm telling you, as someone who's been a student, that is a really good thing to do. And that is something that you're going to want to do when you're in college and university. Because when you get there, things are going to be really difficult. And oftentimes you are going to struggle making sense of the lessons. And it's really important that you stick together and you help each other, because those challenges are going to be pretty apparent no matter how good you are at school. So keep this in mind for the future as you get into higher levels in high school. If you go to college and university, lean on each other, help classmates out, because you're going to want them to help you when you struggle. And I thought that was really weird for a teacher to tell me when I was expecting the teacher to give me that like typical teacher lecture. And ironically enough, other teachers gave us that typical teacher lecture saying, don't give each other notes, don't help each other out, you have to learn it on your own. And I'm not going to criticize that per se, but it did really stick with me throughout my entire time during middle school, high school, and undergrad when I went to university, about how important it is to help each other out, because university really is a collective experience and you're going through it with hundreds, if not thousands, of other students, and you're all experiencing similar things. You're all going to get really confused by the things you learn. You're all going to get very stressed out by the assignments you have or midterms or studying for exams. That's just a natural part of the university experience, I suppose, and we can have a separate discussion about the issues with that and the stress of students, but I think we can all agree that there are going to be challenges that you're going to have to face, and you don't have to face them on your own, and you shouldn't have to face them on your own. So that lesson really stuck with me, and I think it's an important one for more and more students to keep in mind as you navigate whatever level of schooling you're in, whether it's high school, college, university, or any of the others, no matter where you are on the planet, that this really is a collective experience, and we make more progress and we're better off if we support each other. Yeah, and that really stuck with me. And I think it came back when I was in university. I had a political theory class, and the professor wrote all his notes on the chalkboard. So he actually didn't have like a quote unquote like structured lesson plan like a lot of other professors do, where they have the PowerPoint slides that you can download from online if your school does that. My school did that. But I was about halfway through the semester in this political theory class. It was the beginning of the year. And due to a very chaotic and very entertaining Halloween, I ended up with a concussion and a really bad cold, like borderline flu. It wasn't too bad, but it basically left me couch ridden. But let's be honest, the concussion probably did that too. So I had to go to the doctors. The doctor said, yeah, you have a cold and you also have post-concussion syndrome, so you need to not do anything and just rest for a week. So I ended up having to cancel my work schedule. I got some of my coworkers to fill in my shifts. And then I had to contact my professors and say, hey, I'm going to be out of class this week. Is there any way I can get the notes, or how do you suggest I get the notes? Most of the professors said, go download them online where we save our lecture notes. But this professor in particular said, sorry, I don't actually have notes I can send you. It would be a good idea to send an email to the class. Here's where you can get the class email list. So I did, and then I went and sent an email to the class, and one guy in particular emailed me back. I'd never spoken to him before, never even acknowledged his existence in class. I had no idea who he was until I ran into him down the road. But he sent back an email and said, hey, I saw your email about your concussion. That sucks, man. Hope you recover soon. Here are my notes for the last week. And actually, here's some extra notes from the weeks before because they tie into what we discussed this week. Hope you feel better. And I thought that was like it was a very small gesture because for him it was just responding to an email and attaching some notes. But for me it was a huge deal because it essentially, A, there were better notes than what I wrote because this guy was a genius. And B, it reminded me that there were students who were completely willing to support another student that they didn't even know. And I got several other emails from several other classmates sending my notes, or even just sending me an email saying like, hey, I actually wrote my notes, so I can't send you them, but here's basically what we talked about. Here are the things that I think are really important. And that experience reminded me of that lesson I learned in grade 7 from that teacher, that university and the class experience was a collective one, and we do a lot better when we support each other. So wherever you are at school, whether in high school, college, university, or elsewhere, if possible, keep that in mind and think about how you can help your classmates and you can encourage them to help each other. Now, there are definitely criticisms to this. For one, there are students who are more than happy to exploit other helpful students, and that's a really shitty thing. So definitely keep an eye out for those. And if you find people who are like that, call is yours. But for your friends and your classmates who are working hard and might just run into a problem or are struggling with the content, lending a helping hand can go a really long way. And I think this rant is, in a way, a contrast to the very cutthroat mentality that exists in some programs, especially ones that funnel students into the professional schools, med school, vet school, the other schools, law school. I don't know how I forgot about law school. Half of my friends went to law school. But those programs can breed very cutthroat mentalities because everybody's competing for it. And I won't make any comments about the sort of competition side of things there. But regardless, I think if you're outside of that realm, if you're not in those programs or don't think you're going down those paths, then lending a helping hand to your students and your classmates is really important. And even if you are, I still think helping each other out is really important as well. So yeah, that's a very long rant. Basically, help each other out where possible. School is hard enough with all the things we have to deal with because there's school and then there's life. And as you can probably imagine, life gets pretty complicated. So yeah, I've said this about 15 really times in this video, but help each other out. And yeah, hope you're all doing well. Okay, quick update for the 5 of you that subscribe to this channel. So first of all, thank you very much. Second of all, as you can probably tell, this room looks pretty different, and that's because I have some life updates, and I wanted to share some updates about the channel, just for anybody who tunes in every once in a while, or anybody who might stumble onto the channel and wonder what's going on. So I got a job, super exciting, and I moved cities. So now I'm in a completely different city, which is why the background looks different. Full transparency, this happened a few months ago, and the videos you've seen in the last few months were actually all pre-recorded during my time when I wasn't employed and I was living somewhere else. So I'm in a completely different chapter of my life, and that's why I wanted to share this update, just to outline some things that are going to be happening in the future or not happening. So my job is a full 9 to 5, so I am a adult now with a schedule and everything like that, which inevitably means I'm going to have less time to do the things I need to because, I'm waking up at 5 a.m. to get ready to go to the gym in the morning because I'm a morning person, so to speak, and I like working out early. And then I have my 9 to 5, and then by the evening I'm usually exhausted and I want to just relax and do my own thing. And then there's obviously the other things I need to do, expanding my skills career-wise, seeing friends and socializing, and then also, like I said, taking some time to just chill. Alongside that, I've been thinking as well about what I want to do with the channel. I'm not sure what I want to do with the channel right now. Do I want to keep filming videos? If so, what my schedule is going to be, because I have my 9 to 5 and I have my other responsibilities. And then from that, what approach do I want to take? Do I want to do these sort of talking head videos? Do I want to add an animation? Do I want to shift to another style? So there's a lot going on. So basically I'm just saying all of this to say, if you don't see a video from me in the next little while, couple weeks, couple months, or if you see videos from me periodically, it's not because I have given up on the channel, so to speak. It's just that I've got a lot on the go and I need to take care of that first. And then hopefully when things sort of organize and settle, I'll be able to find more time to make videos. And then at that point, I will revisit how I want to approach videos and also the things I want to talk about, because I've also been out of university for a few years, so I want to introduce some other things on this channel that aren't fully related to school, but still in the realm of the young person life, because I think that there's a lot that can be shared for young people that can be beneficial for you, regardless of if you're in high school, college, university, or a recent grad. But I do want to say thank you for tuning in, and I hope to chat with you soon. That's it for me. Peace out.